dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon. This is about the 15th time that I've started recording this video, so let's hope this one is the one. Anyway, tonight I thought I would share with you guys the top 10 best thrillers that I've read in the past year. And yeah, I know you guys love thrillers. I love them, so I thought this would be a fun video idea to film tonight. And plus I had mentioned it a few videos back if you guys wanted this, and a bunch of you did. So these are in no particular order. Well, that's not true. They're kind of in reverse order from when I read them, but they're in no particular order in terms of like favorite to least favorite or anything like that. These are all either 4 or 5-star rated books for me. So we're just gonna jump on into it. The first one I want to tell you about is Nothing Ever Happens Here by Serafina Novaglass. First of all, what a name. I love that name so much. It sounds so mystical and whimsical and fun. So Nothing Ever Happens Here is about this woman who, during a night out with friends, she realizes that she forgot her kid's toy at the restaurant they were at. And her friend owns the restaurant, and she's like, you go on back, grab it, no problem. So she goes, but when she's in there, she sees someone in the process of robbing the place. And that person takes her and puts her in the freezer, like the walk-in freezer. She manages to get out, but she's understandably incredibly traumatized by the whole event. And she has a really difficult time moving on. Then we flash forward, I think, about a year, and she's working in this like in this kind of old age home or like seniors living center. And the seniors that we meet that live in that center are some of my favorite characters I've read in a book in the recent future. In the recent future, see, this is why I keep having to restart the video. In recent history. The opposite of future. Anyway, I loved them. This group of like elderly people who decide they're going to help her figure out who it was that did this to her. And it kept me guessing. What I loved about the writing is it felt very authentic. It felt the way people talk to each other. And that's one of my big like pet peeves in books, is when the dialogue, you read it and you're like, nobody talks like that. And I did not have that problem in this book. Number 2 is The Lost House by Melissa Larson. I loved this one. First of all, this book takes place in Iceland, and it really becomes a character in the book, and I love when a book takes a place and makes it a character. And I visited Ireland. I visited Iceland on the way to Ireland in 2018. It was very brief. But even just the plane landing, like seeing the landscape, it was so beautiful, and I hope to go back someday. But I just love that this book took place here. Anyway, this is about a woman, and she is going back to Iceland, which is her ancestral home, because back when her dad was very small, her mom was murdered. Her mom and her aunt, essentially, who was just a small baby, was murdered. And the whole town, this small town, believed in their hearts that her grandfather did it. And this doesn't make sense to her in her soul, because the grandfather that she knew and grew up with, because shortly after this event, her grandfather and her father moved to America. Well, I guess she's not born yet. Her dad and her grandfather moved to America, and then that's where she gets born, because he grows up and meets her mom. In her heart, she cannot make peace with her grandfather being a murderer. So she wants to go back because a podcast has reached out to her. And this podcast has a history of solving unsolved murders. And the host is like, come. Let's see what we can find out. And so she goes. And I loved it. Loved it. Next up, we have Sweet Fury by Sash Bischoff. This is a fun one too. This is a great one. If you are familiar with the work of F. Scott Fitzgerald, you'll love this. There's a lot of Easter eggs dropped throughout if you're a fan. But even if you're not, that's okay too, because you don't need to be familiar. It's just a little extra layer for if you are. So it's about this woman Isn't it always? Always about a woman in these thrillers. And she is married to this big shot Hollywood director, and she's an actress. And they're getting ready to do a film adaptation of Tender is the Night. I almost said Tender is the Flesh, which is a different story altogether. Tender is the Night. And in the meantime, she starts seeing this therapist because she sort of wants to really be able to connect with this character, and she wants to deal with some of her own childhood trauma. And then the two worlds kind of collide. Nothing's what it seems, and it's a whole thing. And I loved it. It's 5 stars. Number 4, we have The Woman in the Cabin by Becca Day. I loved this one too. This was one of those surprise hits. Had never heard of the author, had never heard of the book, picked it up, tried it, loved it. So this is about, this woman, and she lives in a cabin in the woods. And she lives there with her husband. But like, you can tell the vibes are off. Like, she acts like it's 1950, like she's the consummate housewife, fully dressed, makeup done, dinner on the table. Everything has to be perfect for this man. And you're like, okay. And then one day she finds this note hidden under the floorboard. She notices like a loose floorboard. She finds this letter from a woman who used to live in the cabin with this man, who's like, if you're finding this, I'm dead and you're probably next. And from there it becomes a mystery of like, who is she? Who is he? Who's that other woman? And it becomes a whole thing. And I was like flipping those pages to get the answers, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Next we have Here One Moment by Liane Moriarty. And I've read a few of Liane's books and really enjoyed them. And I was kind of expecting the same thing going into this one that I kind of got from the other ones, but this one's a little different. I guess it still counts as a thriller, which is why I'm putting it in here, because she's definitely a thriller author. And to me, this counts as a thriller. So we're putting it in here. Anyway, this is about a woman, and she's an older woman, and she's on a plane, and the plane's full, and all of a sudden she gets up out of her seat, turns around to face the entire plane, and one by one she goes down the aisle telling them, just unprompted, when they're going to die and how they're going to die. Can you imagine? Anyway, so the plane lands, and then after that, we follow these people for a while to see what happens to them up until the time when their number's up, according to her. And then we also get some history with her, and I thought I was really entertained by it. It was 4 stars, and definitely different from her other books, but I still really enjoyed it. Then we have Unwanted by Mia Sheridan. And this was another one, I knew nothing about it, but I picked it up and I loved it. I loved it so much. It's also kind of got a romance mixed into the mix, and I loved it. I thought it worked really well as a thriller and a romance. So it's about this one. And she's living in this small town, and there's an investigation going on, and they're searching the area. And when they're out searching, all of a sudden this man kind of appears, and he looks like he's been in this forest for decades, and he has. Like, you can tell he has no experience with civilization. And so they're thinking, like, is this the guy we're looking for? And so it kind of just, she reaches out to him. I don't want to say too much, but it's so good. It's so good. And so there's this investigation going on, but also this budding romance between these two. And I thought it was so good. As soon as I was done, I recommended this one to my sister right away. I was like, you would love this. Because she loves that sort of mountain man, mountain man thing going on. She has yet to read it, but next up, we have My Husband by Maud Ventura. This one's good for if you're looking for a thriller that's also a little strange. So, here we have, you guessed it, a woman. And she has a husband, and she's obsessed with him, but like in a bad way. Not like She's constantly picking apart everything he says and does. And so the book takes place over a week. And at the beginning of the book, she thinks he's going to leave her. And we're like, oh, why do you think that? And then as the week progresses, we see oh, you're a little unhinged. But the twist at the end was so good. I don't know if it's the final chapter or if it's the epilogue, but the twist is so good. And you kind of see it coming a bit, but still, even though it still got me really good. And would recommend if you like your thrillers a little unhinged. For number 8, we have, oh, this one's beautiful. Once We Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey. I've had Charlotte on my mind recently because I know her new book coming out. I know her new book is coming out. It's either out now or will be out shortly. I think it's called Dark Strange Waters, and I can't wait to read it. But this one is about a woman and her sister, so 2 women. But our main character here, she does wildlife work, and she's getting ready to transport a pack of wolves to the Scottish Highlands to release them into the ecosystem. Because one thing that's really interesting about wolves is that they kind of keep the whole forest ecosystem running smoothly. A pack of wolves can literally change the direction that a river flows. So she wants to reintroduce them to this place. But of course, there's a lot of farmlands around there, and a lot of the farmers are like, we don't want wolves introduced to these woods because they're going to kill our livestock. And she's like, they won't, I promise. And they're like, okay, but if they start doing it, we're not putting up with it. So she's like, I promise they won't. And so the story is about her literally trying to relocate these wolves. But there's also a side story between her and her sister, and that's kind of where the thriller comes into play. And I loved it. So good. So good. Next up, we have The Stranger in Her House by John Marrs. Now, little plug here. In April, the Members Only Book Club is doing the new John Marrs book, You Killed Me First. So join. You got plenty of time. We haven't picked the date yet. I'm going to do that sometime this week, but it'll be mid-April. So now's the time to join. Anyway, this one is about a woman who, her name is Gwen, and she's got an elderly mother, and she's worried about her. And so she goes home and finds that there's a man who's helping her mother with everything. He's kind of swooped in and he's taking care of everything. And she's like, what in God's name are you doing? Why are you doing this? And she's really off-put by it. So the story's trying to figure out who this man is, what he's doing here, what his motives are. The twists in this are twisting. There's a twist, you're like, oh my God. I remember reading this one and being like, what? It's so good. So if you want a real good twisty thriller, this is the one. And I can't wait to read his new one because I'm hoping for the same sort of mind-blowing twists. Loved it. And then finally, this is from an author I truly love so much. This is My Darling Girl by Jennifer McMahon. I've read a lot of Jennifer McMahon's books. Not all of them. I think I still have 2 left to read, 2 of her earlier ones. But every single one I've read, I've loved. And I can't wait to read what she comes out with next. So this one is about a family, we'll say that, and a woman who's, she lives with her husband and her 2 kids, and she gets word that her elderly mother's very sick and kind of needs to come and stay with them. And she's really off-put by this because she had a terrible childhood. Her mom was a very severe alcoholic, and she just does not have a relationship with the woman. But she learns her mother's dying, and she's like, well, I guess I got to take her in. No one else is going to. What are we going to do? So they do. They take her in. And it doesn't go well. I don't know what to tell you. It does not go well. And yeah, they begin to suspect that something is deeply wrong with her mother, aside from, her illness. And it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. So there you go. I'm currently reading Mayfly by CJ Leede. I just took a break to come film this, and it's got me so hyped. It's crazy. Definitely not a thriller. Definitely horror, but oh my goodness, I'm having so much fun reading it, and I can't wait to get back to it. So I'm going to go do that and leave you guys with this, and let me know in the comments down below what's a great thriller you've read recently, say in the past year. And let me know if you're going to check any of these out. I hope you do. And I hope you get twisted. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, if you made it this far, what should we leave? Leave a thunderbolt emoji. Do they have those? I don't know. But probably, if not some sort of weather-related emoji. Rain, snow, but a thunderbolt if they have it. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.